First at 6 for bringing you breaking news out of San Francisco. Right now, San Francisco International Airport remains closed to air traffic after a passenger plane from Seoul, South Korea, crashed during landing. The frightening ordeal has left at least 10 passengers, including 2 children, hospitalized in critical condition. Let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter Adriana Diaz with the very latest.
The roof is burned off of a passenger plane that crash landed at San Francisco International Airport. The tail broke off and pieces of the Asiana Airlines plane are scattered around the runway. The FAA says the Boeing 777 crash landed just before noon Pacific time. It came to a stop off runway 28. An airline official says more than 300 people were on board Flight 214 from Seoul, South Korea to San Francisco. Eyewitnesses report the plane looked out of control as it approached the airport, and then they heard a loud boom. YouTube video shows black smoke coming from the plane moments after impact. Firefighters and ambulances rushed to the scene, and passengers used emergency slides to escape. Crews transported some people to the hospital.
I do know that people were removed from the aircraft and transported. The exact status of injured and uninjured, I'm sorry, I don't have numbers.
People at the airport to pick up the plane's passengers were upset, including Mark Schimmel.
Father of a 19-year-old that almost died on a crash land, so that's pretty scary.
A team from the National Transportation Safety Board will lead an investigation to determine what caused the crash landing.
We checked with TF Green in Warwick. As of right now, there are no delays, but several flights at Boston's Logan Airport have been affected by the accident. And we wanted to know how airport officials in San Francisco are determining when to accept air traffic again. Eyewitness News reporter Marilyn Scherer joins us live in the newsroom with what she's learned. Marilyn?
Well, we are watching details of the airplane crash in San Francisco and monitoring all information as it becomes available. It is a fluid situation, but as of right now, the airport is shut down, but we are told officials are hoping to reopen 2 runways shortly. The Asiana airline crash has essentially closed the San Francisco International Airport, but as I said, we have learned the airport expects to reopen at least 2 runways shortly. Since the crash happened, all arrivals and departures from SFO were halted, and that's according to the airport's public information officer, Doug Yakel. Yakel says it is an unfolding situation. They are still trying to determine the exact number of injuries. Yakel did confirm the flight was coming from Seoul, South Korea, and he says first responders have secured the area and transported people to hospitals.
All we know is there was an incident involving Asiana Flight 214 as it came into San Francisco. We don't know anything further.
That it was Flight 214. Now, Yakel could not confirm how many people were on board the flight. He says flights are now being diverted. Asiana Airlines, he says, is working on a process to notify the public. We have learned there are 10 flights out of Logan scheduled to fly to San Francisco that have been delayed until further notice. Now, anyone seeking information is advised to call their airlines. That is the very latest. Reporting live from the newsroom, Marilyn Scherer, Eyewitness News.